thing, sir.
Scanf, okay, right. Share it once. Let us see.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. Sir, can you see, sir?
Get a number, okay. Get number B, okay. Addition. Okay, run. Okay, fine, but what is the purpose of calling that procedure addition of numbers INA, INB?
Sir, I did it like normally, sir. INA.
Fine, fine. Open that addition of number procedure. Click on the tab.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Start IN. Right. Now, as you can see, while declaring the procedure, you have taken parameters A and B.
Yes, sir.
Right. Go to the main procedure. Here, they are called as INA, INB. So the parameters need not be same. Here we talk of something called as formal parameters and some real parameters, I think. Okay. In some other context, we can see the parameter variable which you are passing and the way it is defined there need not be same.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So then it's like I can change it to some C and D also, sir.
Yes, you can change it. A
Yes.
copy of that will go to the procedure.
Okay, sir.
Any change that you make there will not affect here. Go to addition of number there.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. Yes, sir.
And inside this, try to modify the values of A and B by putting assignment. Put assignment there.
Yes, sir.
Not call, assignment.
1 minute, sir. Yeah, I did it wrong, sir. Yes, sir.
So set A to some number, some maybe 10, 15, something like that. Some number. Okay.
I did 10, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Now,
And shall I be doing it for B also, sir?
yes.
Sir, then this is like rewriting the value, sir.
Right, I will explain. It is not rewriting. The values will not change. Let us see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shall I run the code, sir?
When you run the code, give values for in A, in B, some other than 10 and 15.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, it is given 7, sir.
So we have taken in A, in B as 5 and 2.
Yes, sir.
And we have changed those values in the procedure, addition of number to 10 and 15.
Yes, sir.
When we come out of the procedure, again, in A, in B values will not change. It will be the way you have given in the beginning itself.
Yes, sir.
So only a copy of those values will go into the procedure, not the actual values.
Okay, sir.
So those who have learned C earlier, this mechanism is called as call by value.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. So
Thank you, sir.
Raptor follows call by value mechanism when you pass parameters to a procedure.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm stopping my screen share, sir.
Right. Any other doubts you have?
No, sir. No, sir.
Right, Jay.
Thank you, sir.
Jaydeep.
Sir,
Manoj, yes.
when we like I'm doing the thing in the procedure one, sir.
Okay.
When I see I tried the thing transferring the value from the procedure to the main thing. I'm getting an error, sir.
Share your screen once.
Okay, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes.
When I run it, it is coming error, sir.
Okay. Go to the main. So now we use the word called as main procedure, right? Sum of three numbers, 2, 4, 5, sum. Okay. Now printing sum of three numbers. Fine. Let us see what the error you are getting. Run the program.
Can only use local variable, it seems.
Can use only local variable. Parameter
Yes,
1
sir,
can
I'll
use
just come
only.
in a minute, sir.
Uh,
Surat, sir, I'll just come in a minute.
okay.
Yes.
Parameter 1 can use only local variable. Fine. Okay. Go to main. Two, 4, 5. Go to sum of three numbers.
Okay, sir.
Right click there and say modify procedure, right? Okay. Let us see what you have done there. Okay. Sum of three numbers, in, out, out. Uncheck parameter 5 and parameter 6. Let us see what will happen. Okay.
Again, I'll run it, sir.
Run it.
Same thing, sir.
Same you are getting. Okay. Go to modify there.
Output.
For parameter 1, 2, 3, uncheck the output. And also parameter 5 and 6, uncheck them. Uncheck input.
Now it's true, sir.
Right. So,
Sir,
what
but
do you
I
understand?
wanted to to keep when we give the numbers, I wanted the user also to see the numbers, sir.
User, they can see on the left hand side, you have a window, no? Main sum 11.
Yes, sir. Main sum 11.
Click on the sum of three numbers there in the procedure. When you click on it, those ABC values should be displayed here. Okay.
Yes.
In the window, there is 150% is there, no?
Yes, sir.
The other one, the arrow mark, you bring it to the least value. No, not that. Not that. The execution part, there is a small on the left hand side of that 150%. Go to the top. Go to 150% there.
Yeah, only 150 is here only, sir.
Right. This adjacent to it, there is one arrow mark is there, no?
Yes, sir.
The speed, you bring it to the least. Right. Now execute. It goes in a slower fashion. As they get executed, you can see the ABC values at the left hand side.
Okay, sir.
Right. And Raptor is case insensitive.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's accepting the capitals and smalls.
Irrespective of whether you put in capital or small, it will be treating that as only lower case.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. So when you know that a variable is used only for input purpose, only check input. When you know that a variable is used only for output purpose, just check only output.
Okay, sir.
When you want a variable to act as both input as well as output, you have to check both. That case, we are not checking it now. Later on, depending upon any specific problem, we will go through input output checking, just like we have done earlier.
Okay, sir.
The idea is you understand how procedures work. Once you get a basic knowledge, we can do many more things in that.
Sir, can we save this procedure separately, sir, for other programs also?
That thing, I don't think so. But have you learned any other programming language?
I learned Java, sir.
Right. So in Java, we have something called as import statement that we put it at the top, right?
Yes, sir.
There, any packages, you can have your user defined packages and use it for some other program.
Yes, sir.
So that concept we have to check. I doubt whether it is available in Raptor or not. So
Okay.
it is there in programming languages, but in Raptor, whether that will work or not, I don't know. I have to check it. So that feature is applicable in subcharts.
Sir, I like as Kanti sir mentioned in the before session, before like at the start of the session, that these things are can be used as blocks in Scratch, no sir, like
Right.
similar to the blocks in Scratch.
But there in blocks, one block is meant only for one sprite only, no one.
Yes, sir. For that sprite, we can use it.
Right. No, whatever
We
block.
can also assign that block to all the sprites, sir, by clicking on all the sprites.
Right. Okay. But I think that is only left to one. Only one. That what do you call? Only for one that project, I believe. Or can we use it for all the projects?
Like when we use that sprite, like when we creating a block, when you use that sprite for other project, we can use that block, sir.
Okay, if that is case, maybe in Raptor also it should be there. We have to check it. I don't know. I will check it and let you know. Maybe in the next session.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So code reusability. Go to the mode. You have a button called as mode, no?
Yes, sir.
Called as object oriented. Maybe in that concept it may work. We will check it.
Okay, now we are doing intermediate thing.
Intermediate, yes.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Can I stop sharing, sir?
Stop. Your doubt whether that procedures can be used in some other flowcharts and all. Okay, we will see.
Yes, sir. That's my doubt, and now the error thing is clarified.
Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, here, if we need to use that fact function, right? I think it should be saved, sir, somewhere. But the problem is, it is only saving as part of that program. Yeah, I think in Scratch also I have observed that for a project you can use the block that you have created for many sprites, but if you open a new project, that block will not appear to you.
Okay.
That's what happening.
Okay.
So there is no concept of importing some package or some header file so that the function will be imported like C and Java in Raptor, I hope. Maybe in object-oriented programming, as you said, it might be available, sir. Just now I have checked that these functions are stored as part of the program that we are creating in main.
Okay.
So it is not stored separately, but in C programming, we can store the functions separately in some header file and use it later. But if it looks like as if we are writing in the same program, sir. For example, I created some program.java or program.c. And I am writing a main class and a main function, and above that I am writing a function. So this function is only belonging to this particular program. It's not universal.
Okay.
But that is what explained in Raptor, sir. But if you want universal, it should be there like something we need to create some extra file in that we need to paste this function and use that file. I think that is not available in Raptor.
Okay.
I think somebody who discussed with sir could understand this, I think.
Yes, sir. I understood, sir.
Yeah, Manoj. Fine.
Kanti sir, I think you can start if at all you're ready because it's already 11:47 at my end.
Yes, sir. I think earlier, once you were checking one girl's assignment, I have seen that she has almost all written like this. But I want to just describe some features which are need to be given. So I just share the screen, sir. Yeah, I think this was done by most of you, I hope. This is how I have written the pseudocode, and instead of equal to, I always prefer this signature, like, this symbol. This symbol can be achieved like this in Microsoft Word. You can just write like this, something like A, put a bracket like this, and If you type the hyphen 2 times, it will immediately turn into the arrow mark. So you can write like this simply. So this is an assignment symbol in our pseudocode. So if you mention equal to, please stop mentioning equal to's. Sometimes some wrappers are showing these arrow marks for assignment and some are showing like equal to, but instead of that, you just use this one. So as somebody has written, like you can also use read or get, and here you can say display or put. So this is the symbol for assignment, and every time when you are trying to use some loop, you can use the word called go to, and here I am using a loop go to step 3. So if it's not satisfying, every time I am looping it, if it satisfies the condition, like for example, if I is greater than 10, then go to step 9. Step 9 is nothing but stop. So everybody needs to mention this one, start and stop. So I am giving this as a reference. In the next assignment, we will attach this file. I will pass it on to sir, so that he can attach this one. So it acts as a model to you to understand how to write a pseudocode and an algorithm using this type of method, which we have discussed previously. I hope you understand. So I think we have been discussing about this in the second concept called algorithms and pseudocode, in which I have asked you to write the algorithms in the way that has been shown there, the arrangement of the algorithms line by line. And we have discussed about even that conditions, how the conditions are written, like if else statements. So here I am even giving the else statement as another line, like step 4. Okay. So be careful that each and every line should be separated. You can write it like this, then go to step 9, but you need to write else as separate so that you will understand. Because I have seen some people are writing else in combination with this also. So your algorithm or the pseudocode should be at max differentiated between the conditions and the instructions. So you can say that get is an instruction, assign is an instruction. See, for every assignment, I am writing assign as a keyword. And this is a conditional statement. This is also a conditional statement. This is an instruction or a command. This is also an instruction or command. This one is also instruction or command. This one also goes to instruction or command. So keep on differentiating. I have also discussed with you about the three principles of algorithms. So the first one should be you need to consider the conditions. The next one should be you need to differentiate between the instructions if the condition passes, and also the instruction if the condition loses. That means either yes or no should be clearly mentioned. This is where I have mentioned yes or no, including the else. So this is the statement I am mentioning yes. I don't have any separate statements if the condition is true. That's why I am telling go to step 9. So I can write it in the same line. And this is the condition false. That's why I'm writing else. And I have written the statement separately, and I am displaying this one. So instead of put, you can also write display. Okay. So remember these keywords. Anyway, as an example, in the next assignment, we are trying to give it. So in the next class, we will try to discuss with you regarding the recursion and some problems, some interesting problems like factorial, the Fibonacci series, and GCD problems. And you will also try to write the algorithms and pseudocode for that along with that flowchart. Now, sir has demonstrated to you some written values and also printing there itself in the function. So in the next class, we will also discuss about how you can call the function itself, so that the function calls itself. So these are some of the concepts which are important in programming principles. If you learn that, the Python becomes very easy for you to understand. So this is what I want to say about the algorithms and the rules. So in the next assignment, we will upload this. Please follow these notations. Sir, I think I'm done with it.
Right, sir.
Yes.
Those who haven't submitted assignment 1, no need to worry, because the evaluation system we haven't started yet. We will let you know, because the one which were given are very simple. right? As Kranti sir has said, later on we will be demonstrating GCD, greatest common divisor, Fibonacci sequence, etc. From then onwards, maybe we will have an understanding and we will start the assignment part, evaluating the assignments. So first assignment is only to understand the procedure of submitting assignments in GLearn. That will be only up for Raptor part only. Once we start Python, we will have another mechanism for grading purposes. Now we are doing it manually, so manually it takes a lot of time. So evaluating 100 plus students manually, spending some times and correcting and all, it is quite difficult task for one or two faculty members. Later on, there is a system in Python where the evaluation can be auto graded. You will also see the results in a better way. Okay, right. Any questions from your end? Any doubts?
Sir, is the first assignment graded for marks, sir?
No, it is only for demonstration purpose.
Sir, I was out of station, sir, yesterday and day before. Can I
Okay,
submit
that's
it today, sir?
okay. First assignment is only for demonstration purpose, just to see how the, because earlier we also did not follow that mechanism. This was the first time where even I went for online, because there is no mechanism for you to submit. Normally this should we have done on offline, where we check your notes and put marks there. But since that system is not there now, we are just testing how efficient we can use GLearn for submission purposes, right? So maybe in one or two classes, we will let you know. We will give one more assignment. We will also discuss with you whether you are comfortable in submitting assignments or not. Then only we will start grading for it. Till that time, we will any small minor mistakes and all, you can rectify it. Okay. So even without submitting any file, you can just say submit. So here, I think let me demonstrate. I'll start sharing my screen. So where is this assignment? And remember, assignments are for the lab part only, not in the theory. In theory, we are only giving the resources as well as Zoom recordings. So if I go to the lab part, click on assignments, view them. Okay, right. Say for example, just now in the morning session, Adarsh has submitted. If I view it, there is no file. So even I was surprised. Okay, maybe he must have done it as I saying it is by mistake. So unless we physically go and verify it, we don't know whether the file has been submitted or not. So it is just, and for those who have not submitted, well, maybe some next time onwards, let us see, we'll give sufficient time for submission. Right? Okay. So it is 11:56. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Sir, regarding the pseudocode, we should write it as if it is in the Raptor tool, sir. Like when we try to print a statement, Raptor says put. So we should also write it in the same way, or
Put or display. Why specifically we are insisting on those keywords is it becomes easy. Generally, algorithms will have some standard notation. We are just trying to see whenever you learn from the beginning, you follow standard way of writing algorithms.
so a pseudocode is simply the same language as the compiler uses, and we'll write it in the same format. It is not for the human understanding.
Generally, it is for human understanding only, but still algorithm writing will follow some procedures, some standard way. so that universally it can be understood.
Sir, then I wrote my complete the pseudocode in a regular writing format, sir, not in this one. I wrote it in stepwise only, but did not write type X in quotations, set A1, set B.
Next time when you submit an assignment, you follow them. We will, as Kranti sir said, we will upload those guidelines, a simple one, and see that next time for the next assignment you follow those guidelines.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if there are no questions from your end, you can leave.
Sir, do you have any class videos, sir? Last 3 classes.
Everything I kept in GLearn, no? Class
Okay,
videos,
sir.
everything, it is there under the theory part. You are from which section?
B22, sir.
Artificial intelligence and machine learning, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the theory. I click on that. I go to resources. There we have Zoom recordings of sessions. I open it. Okay, so these are all the things. Recordings where any class took place, only those we have kept so far. So today's session also we'll be keeping it. And also the topic, the date, the time, the topic which was discussed during that time. So the last one we have kept it is, this was the last class, October 21st, I believe, where we have discussed about loops in Raptor, multiplication tables, etc. This is the link, right? So
Okay,
every
sir.
class link I am not putting. Suppose if a class where we are only verifying your work,
Okay, sir.
that doesn't require a Zoom recording session. So that I did not keep. Rest of the things, important topics I have kept. Okay. So it is common for other section also. It is available in the theory part.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
So can we leave?
Yes, yes, you can leave. So I'm ending my.
Suraj sir, then bye.
Right, sir.
Okay, bye all.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I'm ending the meeting. If you have any questions, you can ask, or else I'm ending the meeting.
Sir, when you upload today class link, sir?
Today's video, it will take for me 1 or 2 minutes to get back the video.
Okay.
That I will upload in GLearn, but
Thank
it
you,
will be today only.
Okay.